Okay, so now what I would like to do is give you a couple of examples from the MSP world, uh, because I think that a lot of our clients are MSPs, first of all, and I think that this helps frame up why it's so important to understand your business model. So let's just break down, your simple break fix model. So if we look here, let me change over. If we look at your break fix type of a situation, you might say, well, the value proposition of your break fix is that you need your IT to work. It breaks, we fix it, right? It's like we're fixing things the whole time. Your customer segments, in this case with break fix, it's one of the reasons why we argue against it. Is people say, whoever pays the bills, they tend to be initially cost conscious, right? So they think that they're saving money by hiring you, when in fact, by hiring break fix, when in fact they're probably spending more because of the hourly cost. But they're sort of they tend to be a penny pinching bunch, a little penny wise and pound foolish, and they're probably not interested in uh, investing in the technology or technology part of the business. Most of the people I find who are big on the break fix model are people who really don't want to deal with it, right? Um, your your customer relationships are really going to be pretty transactional. So you have a problem and we fix it, and you're kind of going to be available to them: chat, phone, email, right? Those are the channels that you'll work with. Revenue is tending to be hours work and your hardware sold, right? It tends to be the bulk of it. And that's also one of the weaknesses of this model, because since it only boils down to hours worked, and charging per hour, that means that it's very difficult for you to scale or to bring any sort of efficiency to the model. So key partners, your hardware vendors, your ISPs, your ticketing systems, just for example, right? Your key activities are going to be fixing stuff, responding to emergencies, solving problems, right? That's what you do as a break fix. And your key resource is really going to come down to your people. It's really going to come down to, do you have the right people to solve the problem at hand? Now, my picture is in kind of a bad space here, but your cost, labor, tools, infrastructure, right? So this is going to be your typical break fix type of business. And again, like I'm saying, this is a very non-scalable thing because you depend on things breaking the whole time. You're trying to work with people who are very cost conscious, and there's something that happens when you're charging by the hour, and the other side is like, well, that seems like it's really expensive, and then you have to negotiate and trip. It's just a pain in the neck, right? And you're tying what you do to output. This is a very output, like labor dependent model. So we compare that with sort of your MSP example. Now, here your value proposition shifts from we break stuff to we help you grow your business by removing the headache of IT, or by implementing different technology solutions or something along those lines. But we support your business in growing and achieving your business goals. And this is different from stuff breaks and we fix it. Now you're really enabling a way to work as a business. But that means that your customer segments has to be the customers that you work with. It can't be everybody, because you can't have enough knowledge to help everybody grow. You have to focus on a segment. So dentists, for example, accountants, doctors, lawyers, I don't care what it is, but you're getting to know that segment so that you can deliver results to them. Customer relationships here tend to migrate away from this problem solution to, you are leading the IT charge, you are leading the technology charge, you're having a conversation around strategic business here. Now, again, this is important. This means you have to do your strategic business reviews. You have to talk about how you're improving the company. And you have to, one of the reasons you have to do this is really to show the value that you're providing, because once stuff stops breaking, then you have to show them how this is improving their business, right? Channels, again, probably chat, phone, email, maybe a bit of in-person here as well, right? So those are your channels. Interesting, your revenue shifts to your monthly recurring to your subscription based, right? And this is what's really important about the MSP versus the break fix, is that you're moving to that subscription that reoccurs every single month. So instead of it being about the labor, it's about the MRR. Now, this is hugely valuable to your client, right? Maybe not the ones who are initially super cost conscious, but certainly to the ones who want their business to grow, right? So we look at your IT partners. I put some extra ones on here, but I want to get back to the key activities. And this is why it's so important, because what you're doing is you're actually designing a system and designing processes that support that business outcome. So instead of just breaking stuff and fixing it, right, you are developing solutions that support the business outcome, which is why it's so valuable to your customer. They're getting more. And even though you're decoupling your revenue from the time that you spend, they're getting more from you because they're getting value. And you're selling value, not time, not effort, but the value of what you do, right? Your key resource adds not just your people, but your knowledge base and your body of expertise, because it's the more you know that industry, those solutions, that you are able to deliver a better result for them. So your key resource becomes that body of knowledge. And this is how you develop the intellectual property that becomes your moat, your differentiating factor, so that you get better and better, and it's harder and harder to compete with you, and you can charge a higher and higher price, right? Again, your costs are going to be similar. Generally, my picture is not going to be there, but labor, tools, infrastructure, this kind of thing is what you're talking about. So what has changed here is the model of delivery. Now, this doesn't mean that there are only two models in the world of MSPs. The MSP model is an evolution and innovation of the break-fix model. And you can certainly take what you're doing now, the MSP model, and think, how can you change that? How can you alter it? How can you maybe even get more specific about what you're doing, so that it's really focused on your accountants or your dentists and or whatever you do. I'm just using them as an example. But you really want to think about how you are going to get that business model, define that business model for you, because in the future, one of the next steps, you're going to end up building the product that delivers that solution. And yes, I know you're a service, but your service has to be defined as a product. Calling a product a service is a way to avoid defining a product and keep yourself extremely busy without getting the results you want. Okay, so don't do it. You got to create a product. But to create a product, you have to understand your business model, and you have to understand who your target customer is. So that's how you can think about this business model. As you go through the rest of the exercises, then you can work on thinking about how you might transform your business model and how you work.
Thanks for joining us, and a special thanks to our subscribers. Consider becoming one right now and tap into our insights and instincts to help drive your business vision and success. Remember, you didn't start your business to feel frustration. You started it for freedom. We can help you discover the impact, freedom, and wealth you always imagined. Learn more at startgrowmanage.com/learn more.